Hello, dear friends. My name is Michaela, and welcome to my channel for Astrology Todayenergy. In this video, we're gonna talk about the upcoming full moon that happens in the 27th degree of Virgo, and it happens on the 18th of March at 7 in the morning and 18 minutes GMT. Now, full moons are usually a moment of culmination, of a peak, reaching peak of some period, some process in life, relationship even, projects perhaps, and mostly that could be something that we, each of us, have initiated at the last new moon, that is 2 weeks ago, or at the last new moon in the same zodiac sign. So the last new moon in Virgo was 6 months ago. Plus, here is an interesting thing, repeating topic, double whammy. We're talking about full moon, culminations, endings, reaping rewards, getting the results of our actions, of what we have done and worked for, our achievements, right? Celebrating perhaps. And Virgo has similar energy of, you see, of collecting the fruits of what you previously have put in the ground, right? The seeds of your actions. Now, Virgo is a Earth and a mutable sign. So, of course, we are talking about quite practical energy. We know Virgo really likes order, really likes good organization. Virgo likes taking care of others, also taking care of our bodies and our health. Virgo rules manual skills. You see, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is well known also as the ruler of Gemini, where it manifests mostly as verbal activity and thinking. Well, in Virgo as well, we have a lot of thinking and a lot of even focus on the details, but at the same time it's more physical, right? We're talking about earth energy, so it's about the body, nutrition, health, and skills, and how we can help with our skills to others. Also, Virgo classically, traditionally, rules the 6th house of this wheel, the zodiac wheel, the chart, right? So 6th house is about solving problems. It's about serving to people, to others. We can say it's also about karma and our karmic actions. What we do now in this lifetime, kind of what points we earn now, right? And how can we work off or work out our points coming from previous lives. What else? Well, when we talk about Virgo, we talk about our regime, like daily life, kind of simple but important things we do every single day, mostly how healthy we live, how much we sleep, what we eat, right? Like in medical astrology, Virgo rules the belly, the stomach, the intestines. So it's about what we put into our body. How do we feed ourselves? And let's not forget about the mutable energy of Virgo. So zodiac signs are divided into cardinal energy, fixed energy, and mutable one. With the cardinal energy, usually something initiates, something starts, like our seasons start at the 4 cardinal points of the zodiacal wheel, right? Then fixed signs are preserving what we have started and perhaps improving it. And finally, we come to the mutable energies, which are about to wrap it up, about ending, so we can prepare for new beginnings. And so Virgo is such a sign that talks about ending and about also adaptation. Mutable energy is very flexible, is very adaptable, because it's on the edge of, let's say, two lives or two periods. So Virgos are not attaching guys, or like people with a lot of Virgo energy, not easily attached to people, situations, or things. And there you go. Once again, we have correlation with the full moon, which is often about some culmination and endings, and the mutable energy of Virgo as well, about endings. And of course, we're talking just 2 days before the sun goes to Aries, before 20th of March, when we have the day of the spring equinox, I believe it's in English, right? When the day and the night are equal. And so starts the new year, the new solar year. We, people who love astrology, celebrate a new year on the spring equinox, when sun goes to Aries. That's kind of a new life starting for all of us on Earth, and for the sun itself as well. Now, I checked as well the Sabian symbolism of this 27th degree of Virgo. It's like metaphorical description of the energy of each of those 360 degrees of the zodiac wheel. And so it was said to be the 27th degree of Virgo, a bold man who takes the power, who seizes the power. I think it's quite related to the current, unfortunately, terrifying geopolitical events. I'm talking about the war going on in Ukraine. But in this case, we're talking like the interpretation is about a person or people who have very strong will and are very brave and can seize the power to end something old, to kind of to destroy the shackles, yeah, something that keeps you in the old world so you can build the new world. And this is very important symbolism, because now actually I'll show you. Let me try to share the screen with you. Yes, I think like this. Yeah, there you go. I'm showing you the chart of this full moon to talk a little bit about what's going on in the sky exactly in the moment of the full moon. I set up the map for Sofia, Bulgaria, where I live, but you can set it for your location. Because these energies will be with us for the next upcoming 2 weeks after this full moon, well, before the new important main lunar phase that will be new moon after. Well, so we see here is the moon on the 27th degree of Virgo. It's in opposition to the sun in Pisces. Yes, every full moon is an astrological opposition. And that's why many people feel so intense, so emotional during every full moon, no matter the sign, because we have the feminine energy standing against the masculine energy within us and in the society. We have the moon representing our needs, our instincts, our feelings, and it's across the sky with our consciousness, our mind, our desires, wishes. Yeah, the ego, the sun. So it's like a pulling into different direction, but of course, our task is to find the golden middle. Now we observe as well on the sky that we have mostly water energy, despite the practical, stable energy of Virgo. Predominantly, there are emotions of Pisces. As well, we see that we have no fire energy whatsoever. So not so much passion actually, and this drive, ambition for initiations. It's rather, I would say, smooth energy. But what's going on? Moon insists on Virgo topics, taking care of our problems, solving the day-to-day responsibilities, taking care of your body, of your health, maybe reparations of your vehicle, or doing something useful at home, right? Repairing your home that's needed, that we feel that we have to do it. And plus Virgo, unfortunately, like the kind of little bit more negative connotation of Virgo, and I think people with Virgo energy would confirm my words, that mostly, because I also have some Virgo energy, we suffer from perfectionism. We suffer from worries, from anxiety, because we look for the outcome of our actions, of what I mentioned before, our health, our bodies, our nutrition, problems to solve, helping to people, our work as well. Virgo is just what needs to be done, right? The details, is everything all right, right? While across is the relaxed, quite easygoing, usually very spiritual, very fluid energy of Pisces. And here the sun in Pisces, together with Neptune, the modern ruler of Pisces, just would like to chill out, to, unfortunately, maybe to procrastinate. Not so much laziness, but it's when we are overwhelmed by problems and by things we have to do. So our consciousness, psyche, immediately wants to, shut down, switch off, and just jump under the blankets and watch Netflix and eat ice cream, possibly, right? But Virgo will be worried about the calories and the health and so on. Well, again, I'm saying finding the balance. Dear Virgos, try to relax a little bit more as much as you can, but of course, try to be realistic and practical. And here comes the help we have for this full moon. The help comes from Pluto, from Capricorn. Pluto makes a trine with the moon, beautiful earthly trine of indeed stability, of indeed taking care of material matters, body, health, work, possessions, property, food, right? Skills that we can apply for better daily activities and life, and to help others. And remember the Sabian symbolism I commented about, the bold man seizing power, the symbol of the 27th degree of Virgo. When I mentioned it's about destruction of the old order and being brave and being bold and being, sure in your abilities. Well, that's Pluto. Pluto wants to destroy. Capricorn is everything old. Capricorn is restrictions, structures, government, bank systems. Well, it's it's the old order. So now many would be kind of either fighting or just trying to help to destroy everything that doesn't work anymore, right? And Pluto really gives this courage. Definitely, Pluto has a lot of power and courage. And yeah, it's usually a heavy energy, but in this case, it's a trine. So it helps to our worried Virgo moon. Also, we have a trine from Rahu, from the karmic north lunar node, that speaks about the future, the younger generation, everything new and exotic, everything we might initially fear because, it's new, it's out of the comfort zone, but we're also curious. We want to try it. And again, it's Rahu right now is in Taurus. So it's again earthly, rooted, pragmatic, practical energy. So step by step, we will be fighting to destroy the old and to make a better, healthier, and more useful lives and choices. Well, at the same time, you see, that's normal that if the moon makes a trine to one lunar node, then the Sun makes a trine to the opposing one. But this time, this is the past. The past is in this worries. Yeah, Scorpio is also prone to anxieties and worries and control issues. Sometimes issues with self-esteem, a lot of emotions, a lot of hidden deep things, but that comes from the past. So yeah, maybe they would arise around this full moon, but they would arise just, you know, these worries and emotions, just so we can accept them. Yeah, because the energy of Pisces, it's about forgiveness, it's about acceptance. So accept them and release, let go. Yeah, so this trine talks about release the toxins and let go of your past wounds and fears. Forgive and focus on practical matters, what you actually can do to help yourself and then, of course, help others. Now, what else we have? Well, Mars and Venus, that's so long, month and a half, we're walking or going together through the skies. That's the beautiful lovers couple on the sky. Now Venus regains its normal speed after the retrogradation through Capricorn, and it moves forward, leaving Mars behind. Also, it's a good news. They passed away already Pluto, because those were intense days around, well, at the beginning of March, when both were conjuncting Pluto. Now they are both already in the Aries energy of Aquarius, which talks about community, communication, studies, sharing knowledge, information, meeting people, meeting like-minded friends, supporters. Venus likes it. Mars is okay with it as well, right? And Venus takes the upper hand. Yeah, she's now like in front of Mars. So we can hope for more peace, more diplomacy rather than war, I would say. I would hope so. And yeah, Venus is about to conjunct as well Saturn, ruler of Capricorn, and also traditional ruler of Aquarius. So Saturn is strong here. And Venus conjunct Saturn in a couple of days. Well, that would talk about something very cool-headed, very unemotional, very serious. And of course, Venus is about friendships, relationships, love, cooperation, diplomacy, right? Saturn can either give a little bit of suffocation here and tiredness, perhaps, not even mentioning depression, but on the positive note, Saturn can give something very grounded, very serious commitments, and something, maybe relationships or friendships or collaboration that would be long lasting and withholding, standing the tests of time. Right, so yeah, and what else we have? Of course, Jupiter is approaching to the beautiful magical conjunction with Neptune. Mercury goes to meet as well. It's on its way to meet Jupiter first, then Neptune. Mercury in Pisces is not very strong. Mercury rules the mind, the skills, right? Gemini and Virgo, communication, facts, information, normally quite structured, but Pisces knows no structure, no borders, boundaries. So yeah, Mercury can be a little bit distracted while traveling through Pisces, but it's great for art, for creativity, for poetry, for paintings, theater, drama, you know, kind of artistic and spiritual activities, compassion, and visual symbolic communication. And soon there will be no limits for our imagination when Mercury conjuncts Jupiter. No borders, no limits. Sky is the limit for dreams and for, well, hopefully not illusions, but hopes, wishes, and dreams. So stop sharing the screen. And now, dear friends, I want to mention a couple of words for every separate zodiac sign, what possibly you personally can expect as energies, as events from this full moon on the 18th of March and 2 weeks after it. Do please listen the information for your ascendant rising sign, that's primary. That's how I base my forecasts, on the rising signs. As well, do listen the information regarding the sign of your sun sign, and your moon sign. The three together will give you a great overview of the upcoming events and energies. So Aries, for you, this full moon triggers your 6th house of work, health, and daily routine, and Pluto is helping from your 10th house of career, social status, superior people, superior at work, let's say, directors, bosses, and parents. So you will get support from work, from maybe like business partners, from your parents, from your management, for example, to maybe conclude your work projects. As well, it's a great time to deal with your health issues, to see the results probably of your exercises, or find some that would suit you, and of course do some cleaning, purging of your body on the very first place. Diets, that would be great to do now here. Taurus, for you, this full moon illuminates your 5th house, and Pluto helps from 9th house. That's very lucky combination. We talk about love, romance. Perhaps you receive some news from your loved ones or your children. Maybe you receive news about children and pregnancy. That's possible with someone from abroad, some foreigner, let's say, with whom you have a relationship or family, because we talk about 9th house. 5th house is also about hobbies and business. So maybe you are completing some beautiful project that it's either your hobby or it's related to your business. A 9th house could be still dealings with abroad, everything foreign, but also with authorities or with juridical matters like jurisdictions and law and paperwork. Also, we can talk about here, maybe you are finishing some courses or education, or you are applying to be a student. We can learn all life, and that's great. And we can talk about also pleasant travels, travel with children, with a romantic partner, or just even alone, but something that gives you a lot of pleasure. Dear Gemini, this full moon illuminates your 4th house of family matters and property. So some culmination or clear view of what you must do with where you live, your documents, residency, perhaps something related to your parents or family altogether. But Pluto helps from 8th house. So that is about finances, joint, shared budget finances of your family, maybe passive income, maybe you're renting some property now. That's kind of a culmination, conclusion of things. But also, if we talk about psychology, 8th house is about deep internal transformations, emotional, psychological ones. It's working with your subconscious, with maybe psychologist or astrologer. And 4th house is everything from the past. So maybe Pluto helps you to dig out some hidden things from your subconscious that you can now expose to the light of this full moon, like a projector shining on you, on these matters, and clear them, clean them, change them, release, let go of these problems from internal matters. Last but not least, 4th house is family, 8th house is often pregnancy. And so maybe for some Geminis, it's about news of pregnancy. Dear Cancers, for you, this full moon illuminates your 3rd house of communications, maybe news from your siblings or cousins or extended family or your neighbors and surroundings, close environment. At the same time, possibly good contracts, deals, dealing with paperwork, documents. Third house can be some news or culmination in something regarding your vehicle, your car, for instance. And you get support by Pluto from the seventh house of connections, of relationships, of partnerships. So maybe we talk about some online business, social medias. Pluto usually signifies masses, a lot of things. So maybe big popularity of your blog in social media. Maybe you meet people who teach you or consult you about something. So it's a lot of information and communication, maybe contracts, deals, striking a deal, and clients. And of course, possibly meeting someone special in your life. Dear Leos, for you, this full moon illuminates your second house and Pluto helps from your sixth house. So we have two options here. Either we're talking about work projects, getting money for something you worked for, getting possibly illuminated, finishing some work projects. Sixth house, Pluto talks about a lot of work. Or changes and transformation in how you work, with whom you work as well. Second house is also about self-esteem. So maybe we're talking here about gaining the control and the power within yourself, and gaining this hardcore self-esteem that you actually deserve, Leo. And last but not least, we can talk about health, because second house is our nutrition, nurturing food, our bodies, and sixth house as well is our daily life regime, exercises, diet. So it's a good shedding light on health situation. And also maybe some second house is not only how we earn money in our budget, but what we spend it for. So maybe some of you will acquire something handy and useful for your home, maybe to do some repairs at home. Dear Virgos, well, for you, this full moon, of course, illuminates your first house of self, of your look, of your well-being, like health, really, of your relationships with the world, with others as well. And Pluto helps from the fifth house. So we talk about relationships with children, maybe having children. We talk about relationships with loved ones. Pluto either will make it all quite clear as the full moon as well, and make you with your partner go to the next level, deeper level. Pluto doesn't like anything superficial. Or we're talking about separation, of course, an ending of relationships. Fifth house is inspiration, hobby, and business. So possibly, Virgos, you have some big success from business or hobby becomes a business. And last but not least, fifth house is everything we love, everything that makes us happy. So, try to possibly to relax and to enjoy life, whether with your kids or with your loved ones during this full moon in your house. Yes, you will be on the spotlight, illuminated like by this huge lunar projector on you. But just play and have fun. That's the message of the fifth house that rules our heart and passions. Dear Libra, this full moon illuminates your 12th house of the subconscious, very hidden house of personal emotions, of memories. It's the house of endings, and the full moon is about endings. So maybe it will be ending of some bad habits, of some not very helpful manners or patterns of behaving, of thinking, something that comes from childhood, from the past, from the subconscious. Now it can be brought to light and dealt with. Pluto helps from your fourth house. We talk about family matters, parents, past, and deep emotions. So really great time to do this inner work with psychologist, with astrologer, and do this shift and inner healing and transformation, possibly related to your past past and family. But of course, it could mean also finishing some project that you were doing alone at home in isolation, or maybe changing house, moving somewhere. 12th house is everything abroad and far away and exotic, and 4th house is the property and the living space. Maybe you are moving abroad with some partner, foreigner, and you are changing your home, hence. Dear Scorpios, for you, this full moon illuminates your 11th house of friendships, of social projects, groups, activities with other people, like-minded people. So maybe there will be some news about such clubs or organizations you participate in. Plus, we have Pluto helping you from your 3rd house that talks about contracts, about deals, about negotiations, communication, information. So quite socially busy, active full moon, and next 2 weeks for you. You can transform your environment with whom you hang out, communicate, maybe go to some courses or activities like, I don't know, dancing class or yoga class that can reach to some peak and change. Maybe if you're dealing with some projects online or social media, there can be also some reaping rewards or termination, culmination of these things. A lot of movement and a lot of clarity about people with whom you communicate, and popularity as well. 11th house is you in front of the others. By the way, 11th house is also the area that corresponds to our wishes, dreams, and goals. So full moon might be a completion, a culmination, and fulfillment of some of your deepest wishes. Dear Sagittarius, for you, this full moon illuminates your 10th house of career, of mission in life, status, social status, and Pluto helps from 2nd house. So we're talking about finances and work, and something that helps you grow professionally or changes the way other people perceive you. So that could be successful culmination of some work project, changing jobs, growth in the career, because Pluto likes status, Pluto likes good big finances and bravery in those matters. Maybe you're finally discovering what actually is your true mission in this life, what you really want to do, to help people and to be proud and satisfied of yourself. And talking about proudness, 2nd house is about self-esteem. So Pluto might trigger questions like, how much do you value yourself, your talents and resources, and hence how people see you, because 10th house is on the zenith. It's like the peak, highest point of our charts. It's like where we are in front of everyone in the society. Dear Capricorns, this full moon illuminates your 9th house, which is about travels, education, knowledge, expanding your own horizons, mentality, consciousness. And Pluto is helping from your 1st house. So it's you who have this passion, ambitions, motivations, you're brave, you're strong, you're in control. And 9th house, by the way, talks about popularity. It talks about experts and people who are important in our life to guide us, to advise us, advisors, maybe teachers, guru, but also that means that you can be such a person for others. You can show your authority in the world. Or of course, maybe you are dealing with professors, teachers, judges, because 9th house, it's also about juridical system and law. And maybe, sure, you're dealing with travels and everyone or anything foreign. Dear Aquarius, for you, this full moon illuminates your 8th house of deep inner emotional and psychological transformations. It's the house of spirituality and esoteric knowledge like astrology. So, you know, full moon illuminates something in your psyche. Maybe there is a breakthrough in a work with a psychologist or astrologer, and you see way better something that was previously hidden inside you. And Pluto, the ruler of the eighth house, classically, Pluto helps from your 12th house of subconscious, of the past. So certainly there is a shift, a movement in these layers of your psyche, which are so hidden, even maybe for you, but Pluto likes things to come to the light, so we can acknowledge them, so we can face them bravely, and we can transform them like a process of alchemy and turn, let's say, fears into strength, turn traumas and grudges into love and success personal, right? So I think you will be dealing with something like that. Or in a more mundane area, maybe it's about finances and support, financial support or resources from abroad. 12th house is everything foreign. Pluto is about finances, and 8th house is about shared resources and passive incomes. And by the way, 8th house is about intimacy and pregnancy as well. So maybe such news, or you are going to some procedures in a hospital or clinic, because 12th house is everything in isolation, places of isolation. So possibly you are planning such pregnancy. And for Pisces, this full moon illuminates your 7th house of relationships, of partnerships, of contracts and deals, striking deals. So there will be some something clear about people or contracts. You will make your decisions, maybe, or course correction of relationships. Maybe you will reach some point, culmination, let's say, that you will end some contacts and relationships, or maybe some Pisces will get a ring for engagement or will move together. You know, Pluto is helping from the 11th house of friendships and of social groups and group projects. So maybe for some of you, revelation will be that a friend is actually something more than a friend and would like to start a relationship with you. Or maybe you will find the special other for you in the group of yoga or salsa classes that you are attending, right? Maybe there will be a transformation of your circle of friendships and like-minded people. Possibly you will find like-minded partners and people. So that was it for about the full moon in Virgo. I wish you all happy full moon and see you soon.